Representing Florida, head coach Kevin O'Sullivan, starting pitcher A.J. Puck, second baseman Dalton Guthrie. Coach, if you'd begin with an opening statement.
It was a heck of a ball game. Both teams played at a very high level. Both starting pitchers were outstanding. Just came down to an at bat that Robbie Coleman did a nice job and they got a sac fly. And but I'm real proud of the way we played. Waddell was really good tonight. He was moving the ball back and forth. Kept throwing two different speeds on his fastball and looked like he was throwing a little bit of a cutter in our right-handers, and he just kept moving the ball back and forth and just didn't give us a whole lot. Obviously, we had a chance there in the eighth with first and third, and Harrison put a really good swing on the ball, and Spores did a nice job, and kept his composure, got the out at second. It's just one of those things. If the ball gets through, it's a totally different ball game. But like I said, proud of our guys. We battled. We just came up a little bit short tonight, but congratulations to Virginia. They earned it. We didn't give them anything, so we'll just have to work our way through the losers bracket. We've done it before. We won 4 straight in the SEC tournament, and we've got plenty of pitching to get through it. We'll take it one pitch at a time, one game at a time, and hopefully get ourselves back. Have another chance to play Virginia on Friday. So we'll see.
Open the floor for questions. Once again, introduce yourself and the agency you represent. Kevin?
Yeah, Kevin Brockway, Gainesville Sun. Dalton, could you also elaborate on what made Waddell so difficult, one hit through the first 7 innings?
He just did a really good job mixing his pitches, I think, and he was throwing change-ups and curveballs in weird counts, and he wasn't missing, so we just didn't make the adjustment, but he kept putting pressure on us, and he did a great job all night.
Mike Malloy from the Orlando Sentinel. Dalton, you were on first base when Bader hit that line drive. I mean, literally knocked the guy's glove off. I mean, just describe what happened on that play, and after it happened, did you think, my God, how did that just happen? We just had the game tied, and it didn't happen.
I was at third at the time, but no, sorry. That was, as soon as that happened, it's a lot harder to score with one out, first and third, but that was just a bad luck thing, and I guess that's just how the way the ball way it happened tonight. I mean, he did a great job getting out of it after that, and I guess that's just baseball, I guess.
Kevin?
Yeah, question for AJ on the missed throw that loaded the bases in the 6th inning. Did you feel like you had a little more time, or just what went into that just kind of throw in the 6th?
I just should have. I just took my time. I should have got rid of the ball quicker.
Coach, any thoughts about bunting there in the 8th, or were you always going to go swinging away?
I mean, we're the visitors. We come this far. We're not going to play for the tie. I mean, Richie's a first-round pick. He's very talented. It's hard to double up. He can really run, and I'm taking my chances there. I'm not gonna play for a tie in that situation. We're gonna go, and like I said, it'd be really, really difficult to double up. Now, if it's somebody that can't run as well as him or something, maybe think about it. But no, we're not. We're not gonna play it safe.
Aaron?
Aaron Fitt, D1 Baseball. AJ, it seemed like you got into a pretty good groove there after the first. Was it kind of typical pattern for you, just when take an inning or so to find your stride?
It was kind of tough today with the rain delays and everything. I was just in the hotel room the whole day, and I was just really excited to get out here. And the first inning I was struggling with my command, and I just found the groove and was able to attack the zone.
We'll take 2 more questions. Start here with Kevin.
Yeah, question for Coach O'Sullivan. I know you were talking about how tough Waddell was, but how did you feel like the approach in the at-bats tonight? Was there maybe a little too much in the air or on the ground, or how do you feel like you guys hit the ball?
Sometimes you just got to credit the pitcher. I mean, I'm not going to fault our guys. I mean, you got to remember, he is a 5th-round pick. He won he beat Vanderbilt last year in the second game, forced a game 3. I mean, he's good. This is probably the best he's pitched all year. I mean, he was on tonight. I don't want to take anything away from him, and I don't want to blame our hitters that we didn't have good approaches. It's just we ran across a really good pitcher that located his pitches tonight and didn't give us a whole lot. So, I'm going to give all the credit to Waddell. He pitched really good tonight, and we'll come back, we'll have practice tomorrow, and we'll get right back at it on Wednesday. You know, I trust our guys. We'll have to bounce back, and obviously everybody's disappointed right now, but we got no choice but to move forward. We're playing Miami, you know, a rival of ours, so, you know, let's have at it on Wednesday and see what happens.
We have time for one final question. Seeing none, I'd like to thank the student athletes as well as Coach O'Sullivan for joining us. If you have individual questions, please coordinate with Florida SID John Hines. Florida will play Miami on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Miami will be the home team. Thank you, Coach. Representing Virginia, head coach Brian O'Connor, reliever Josh Spores, catcher Matt Theis, and starter Brandon Waddell. Coach, if you'd begin with an opening statement.
Well, certainly a tremendous outing by Brandon Waddell. I think that was really the story of the game, and while we're sitting up here right now was his performance. I just felt like from pitch one to when he came out of the game there in the 8th inning, he was in really good command of the game, the best he's been all year. Certainly he saved his best outing of the year for a really, really important time, and you know, we were fortunate to scratch across a run. Puck was tremendous. What a talented young man, and I'm just proud of our guys. We battled enough to find a way, and you know, Waddell was just tremendous, and Josh came in there in a difficult situation, first and third, and was able to pitch out of it, and just, you know, really proud of our guys, and looking forward to getting another chance to play on Friday night.
We'll open the floor to questions. Please identify yourself and the agency you represent.
Jeff White, VirginiaSports.com. Brian, would you have thought going in that one run would be enough?
No way. No. I don't know, Jeff. I honestly, I don't ever think about it. I think when you try to start to predict things like that, you know, going into the game, Coach Kuhn and I talked on a couple of occasions today. We talked in my hotel room, and you know, we had the right guy on the mound tonight, and we knew that. You know, he had a good as outing as you can have last year in the championship series against Vanderbilt. Brandon Waddell has risen to the occasion many, many times for this team, and over the last 3 years, and we were very, very confident that he was going to give us a quality start. You don't know. You don't try to get into predicting how it's going to work out, but I don't know anybody would have predicted that this game would be a 1-0 ball game.
In the back.
Yeah, Andrew Anspacker, Charlottesville Daily Progress. Josh, he go in there in the 8th, facing their 1, 2, 3 hitters. That first one, was that just reaction, luck? Can you kind of take us through that, and then the next 2 batters and getting out of that jam?
Well, in the winter, Dice gave me some great practice by hitting me in the head. So I had great practice with that, but it was basically all reaction. And then from there, I got lucky at throwing it to second. Well, after that, I just kind of, after I got that first out and that guy didn't score, I tried to just get the double play. And from there, it just kind of played out.
Aaron.
Aaron Fitt, D1 Baseball. Brandon, you know, heading into this game, I think Florida had scored a ton of runs in the postseason. What was your expectation about, you know, what you'd see from their lineup, and how did you kind of plan to attack them today?
I mean, we knew going into it they were a really good hitting team. Like you kind of said, they showed it all season, all through the postseason. You know, they've just been scoring a tremendous amount of runs. So you knew going in that you were going to have to compete. There wasn't going to be any easy at-bats, or, you know, they were going to make you make quality pitches, and they were going to take advantage of your mistakes. So you know going in, you just got to limit those mistakes, continue to try and make those quality pitches, you know, get hitters off balance, and, you know, that was kind of our game plan going into it.
On the right.
Jeff White, VirginiaSports.com. Josh, after the comebacker, there was the meeting on the mound. Everyone came out from the TV things. It seemed like you guys were just yucking it up. Lots of smiles out there. What was being said during that?
Coach was just making sure that I was all right, and I was just smiling because I was happy I didn't get hit in the head.
We'll take 3 more questions starting here.
Yeah, Andrew Ranspacker, Charlottesville Daily Progress. Brandon, that first inning, the first batter, Bader took it real deep out the left field. You kind of had to battle through some things there, I think through like 21 pitches. You knew this lineup was tough going through it that first time. What was that like, and did you have to make any adjustments from there on out? Because obviously you cruised pretty much from then on.
In the first inning, I think I was just trying to do too much with it. You know, I was trying to put a little bit too much behind things, you know, make pitches move more than they normally do. So I think, you know, my command kind of fluttered a little bit there. After I got out of the first inning, I was able to kind of take a step back, kind of breathe, you know, kind of get my head right again and go back to, you know, what our plan was, and try and get some early outs. You know, I was fortunate enough to do that, kind of calm down and kind of settle in through the game.
Jim Schoenert, Baseball America. Matt, for you, just what did you see from, what was your perspective on what Brandon had working back there today?
I mean, he had command of all 4 pitches today. You know, he did a great job keeping the ball down and keeping them off balance. You know, in different counts, he was able to throw his off-speed pitches, and you know, he did a great job. And yeah, that's about it.
We'll take the final 2 questions, both of them.
Brandon, this quickly afterward might be tough to compare, but how do you compare the complete game against Vandy with doing this? And what is it about, you know, this stage in Omaha that brings out your best?
I don't even think I could start to compare them. I don't think it'd be right to try and compare them. You know, I'm just happy that I was able to go out there and, you know, go 7 innings and not give up a run, kind of keep our team in the ball game, and that's kind of my goal going into it. And you know, I've had some good starts down the you know, kind of run into the season. So I've just been trying to keep it going, not trying to do too much, and trying to keep these guys in a chance to, you know, striking range, and when we have the lead, trying to keep it and trying to make it simple.
And our final question.
Brian, you were in this situation last year in the 2-0 game. Now you have 3 days off before playing again. What does the extra time, you know, allow you to do?
Well, starting tomorrow, our guys are going to lift weights. That's about all that we'll do tomorrow. I don't know, maybe find something to do in town the next couple of days, and you know, certainly do some scouting work and things like that. But you know, give these guys a chance for a couple of days to enjoy Omaha a little bit. You know, the advantage of being in the bracket that we're in compared to last year, you do have an extra day, which I think it makes a difference. And so, you know, we'll take a day off tomorrow and get back to work on Wednesday and Thursday and practice and get ready for whoever our opponent is on Friday.
All right, we'd like to thank the student athletes and Coach O'Connor for joining us. If you have individual interviews, please coordinate with Virginia SID Peter. He's in the back. Virginia's back in action on Friday, June 19th at 2 p.m.